You may have noticed my subtly colored camera strap from Canon, hard not to, and my fashionable Nikon gloves here today. Have I sold out as YouTuber? Yes, but to both camera companies equally for the large sum of $0. The truth is I just really wanted to wear mitts and this is all I could find, and I knew if I just had Nikon mitts on and nothing from Canon, then you guys would really give me on the internet.
Today's episode is being shot on the Sony a7S III.
Welcome back, DPReview TV viewers. Chris Nichols here. Today we have a rip-roaring thrill ride for you because we have a classic battle of the Titans, Canon and Nikon. We are looking at their entry-level full-frame cameras. Today it is the Canon EOS RP versus the Nikon Z5. As per our usual shootout videos, we're going to be looking at different criteria. We have 7 things we're going to look at between the Nikon and Canon today. And this is what we're going to do. Logistically, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare for us, but if Canon wins a category, we're going to film that part indoors. And if Nikon wins a category, we're going to be forced to stay outdoors here in the cold. We'll see how that works out. As usual, our fall in Alberta has turned to winter overnight. Our winner for handling, it's going to go to the Nikon Z5. But the Canon EOS RP is a fantastic camera design. It's got a nice grip on it, it's lightweight, it does have good controls, and one of the best touchscreen interfaces. However, the Nikon Z5 takes it further. Both cameras have dual control dials, but this also gives you an autofocusing joystick. Lots of customizable buttons. I like the 2 function buttons in the front, separate ISO and exposure compensation button. If you're trying to do more advanced photography, I feel the Z5 just gives you more room to grow. Our next category is displays, and the winner is the Nikon Z5, even though I wish I was indoors right now. Here's the reason why. First off, the Canon EOS RP has one of the older 2.36 million EVFs. It's standard in the entry level. This also has an excellent fully articulated LCD screen. However, I would say, as much as I hate to admit it, most photographers actually prefer the Nikon Z5's vertical tilt screen style. This has a 3.69 million EVF though, and better optics. You get just nice magnification. It's a pleasure to look through, and that's why this is our winner. Now, when it comes to image quality, the winner, it's the Nikon Z5. So let's talk about the Canon first. This 26 megapixel sensor does have some strengths. Now, first off, Canon JPEGs are beautiful. People always like the color and saturation that we get from these cameras. It's also a very capable low light performing camera. When you crank the ISO on the Canon RP, you get very clean images comparable to a lot of the other major companies out there. The problem is when you're shooting in regular light, there's a downside. That's where the Nikon Z5 wins. Although we're giving up 2 megapixels here, that doesn't really matter. This camera has very comparable low light performance to the Canon, but in regular light, this camera is able to handle a broader range of bright highlights and dark shadows. It's got the dynamic range advantage, and that's why the Nikon Z5 is our winner. Okay, Jordan, so Canon's not losing this category. Can't we just kind of do this inside? Do we really have to?
It's a tie. At least you're out of the win.
This is a stupid premise. When it comes to lens selection, it's a tie. Nikon and Canon have actually both made great strides in providing a good line of full-frame lenses for their new mirrorless systems. And they do have strengths and weaknesses in both ways. They both give you adapters that work with their legacy glass. That's a nice thing to have. And I would say that Canon, although they have some affordable lenses, do really excel at high-end professional lenses, particularly things like the 28-70 f2, the 50-1.2, the 85-1.2. These are all awesome lenses. Now, Nikon, on the other hand, also have some great professional lenses, but they have a lot of great affordable 1.8 primes, and they do open up the line a little bit for more entry-level folks. So overall, either way, you're going to get a lot of choices. All right, next category, autofocus, shooting speed, sports and action. Well, because I'm still on a frozen ridge, that means the winner is the Nikon Z5 again. Now, here's the thing, the Canon EOS RP has excellent dual pixel AF. Not as excellent as their latest cameras like the R5 and R6, but it does certainly keep up. Did a good job shooting Jordan. The downside is, with autofocus, it maxes out at 2.5 frames per second, and that's just not very fast if you want to shoot wildlife or sports. Now, the Nikon Z5 has very comparable autofocus. I got a very similar hit rate, but it does go slightly faster. It shoots 4.5 frames per second, and that does give you a slight edge. You can see we just have more pictures to choose from. If you're shooting kids and family stuff, sports and action, this should give you a higher success rate. All right, guys, we have a big subscriber challenge for you. For the month of November, if we get 10,000 subscribers by the end, I will make a huge concession. Instead of saying Nikon, I will say Nikon for the whole year. That's huge.
Jordan here, still in the freezing cold to talk about video, so you know what that means. Nikon wins again. Now, I wouldn't say that either of these are fantastic video options, but if you got to choose between the two of them, I prefer the Nikon because when you're recording 4K, which does have a significant crop in it, you're still getting phase detect autofocus, where with the Canon, you have a big 4K crop and you lose dual pixel autofocus. I do like that the Canon has the fully articulating screen, but I'd rather have autofocus with high-res recording, and Nikon still gives you a flat profile as well. Clear winner here.
Our last category is price point, and look, we're indoors. We're in the camera store in Calgary, which means that the Canon EOS RP has finally won. It is a fantastic price point. Right now on the street, you can get the EOS RP body for around $1,000 US. The Nikon Z5 is going to be $1,300, and that is a significant change. We are talking about an entry-level kind of kit here, and you want it to fit all budgets. And as we get into the holiday season, with the Canon EOS RP being out for about a year now, you might even expect to see that price drop further. Well, we're back outside because from our rankings, the obvious winner, it's the Nikon Z5. It has won almost all the categories, and really, it makes a lot of sense. It's not that the Canon EOS RP is a bad camera, but even when it first came out, it did leave a little bit to be desired, whereas the Nikon Z5 really is proving itself to just be one of the best entry-level cameras of all time. And that's not even mentioning the fact that we've got two other big advantages with the Nikon Z5. It's weather sealed and it has dual card slots, and that's going to win a lot of people over. I do also want to mention the fact that the price point is so similar in the States really makes the Z5 a no-brainer. However, across the world, there might be larger price disparities between the two, and that might actually make the RP a better option for you budget-wise. I hope this helps you guys decide. And of course, please subscribe to the channel. We absolutely want to see those numbers go up. If you want to see me pronounce Nikon the way the Japanese always intended for the next year, let's get 10,000 subscribers next month. Thanks so much for joining us. See you guys soon.